Three men have been sentenced to more than 30 years in prison after the police investigation into an attempted robbery in Small Heath led to the discovery of a shotgun and several knives. The police's inquiries began after a man was threatened and hurt by three armed men on Somerville Road on the 20th of July last year. They demanded his keys and money, but thankfully he did not suffer serious injuries. The police officers were immediately on the case, working to establish who was responsible. Detectives were quickly able to identify a vehicle suspected of being involved in the incident, which was found around half an hour later, less than a mile away, at an address on 4th Avenue. A search of that address led to the discovery of a shotgun hidden in a gas cupboard. A further search of a vehicle linked to the investigation also saw two machetes recovered, while a zombie knife and a lock knife were also seized as part of the investigation. Two Birmingham men were arrested in the following weeks, and a third was arrested trying to leave the country. Following the subsequent inquiries, all were charged with various offences and sentenced at Wolverhampton Crown Court last Friday, the 1st of May. Lukman Yusuf, 23, of Deacons Road, pleaded guilty to attempted robbery, possession of a firearm, and 2 counts of possession with intent to supply Class A drugs. He was jailed for 13 years and 2 months. Sahil Ali, 19, of Newland Road, pleaded guilty to attempted robbery, possession of a firearm, possession of offensive weapons including a machete and a zombie knife, and possession with intent to supply Class A and B drugs. He was jailed for 10 years and 2 months. Abdurrahman Hussain, 23, of Arthur Street, failed to attend the trial but was found guilty of attempted robbery, possession of a firearm, and possession of an offensive weapon. He was sentenced to 8 years. Hussain was sentenced in his absence after failing to attend court, and a warrant has been issued for his arrest. Detective Constable Sam Higginson from the Major Crime Unit said, "We acted quickly following the initial attempted robbery report, and that this investigative work ultimately led to dangerous weapons being seized and 3 offenders arrested. The team of officers worked hard to bring the 3 to justice, and we are pleased to see they have been given these sentences for their crimes." The Major Crime Detective Inspector, Ian Wilkins, added, "We are clear that drugs and weapons have no place on the streets of the West Midlands, and we have teams of officers working relentlessly to combat serious organised crime. This investigation shows how we work at pace to target offenders, disrupting, arresting, and charging them and seizing weapons they are using." Here's some more news from Warwickshire Police. A County Lines drug dealer who pretended to raise money for cancer by selling drugs has been jailed. J. Carmen of Swallows Close, Bromsgrove, was found guilty of concealing criminal property, 2 counts of fraud and burglary in April. The 38-year-old who sold drugs in Warwickshire appeared before a judge at Warwick Crown Court last week, where he was sentenced to 8 years in jail. 2 accomplices, Charlotte Simmons and Stephen Kincaid, were also jailed for their part in the crimes. Warwickshire Police said Carmen first appeared on their radar in 2024 after an arrest for the suspected supply of Class A drugs led to the discovery of a drugs line. Officers discovered a series of messages referring to a county line operating under 2 names, Levi and Cuzzy. The history of the drugs line was found, including when it was sold to Carmen. The conversations also allowed the force to link the line to Kincaid, 40 of Broadleaf Drive, Warwick, and Simmons, 35 of Broad Street, Bromsgrove. In November 2024, Carmen informed his customers through the Cuzzy Line that he was raising money for the Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month, with a portion of the money from the drug sales going towards the charity. Although a fundraising page was established under the name Noah Carmen, no money was ever donated. Carmen also operated under the alias No Carmen. He used this name to commit acts of fraud and burglary against a woman in Leamington Spa in June 2022. Police said Carmen had posted an advert on neighbourhood app Nextdoor offering to do manual jobs in return for a place to stay. He was hired to paint the victim's kitchen but left before it was completed. The woman then noticed £728 leave her account, with a further £19,999 attempted. She also discovered that £1,000 worth of jewellery had been taken from her home. Carmen and Simmons were arrested on the 10th of June 2025, with their home on Swallows Close was searched under a warrant, revealing bags of cocaine, a notebook with notes referring to drug dealing, a note reading "A Line for You" sitting next to the cocaine remnants. Kincaid was also arrested on the 10th of June, and a search of his property was found a record of owed money for drugs, a linked mobile phone and a zombie knife. Simmons was found guilty of being concerned in the supply of cocaine and concealing and disguising, converting, transferring and or removing criminal property, and has been jailed for 2 years. Kincaid was found guilty of being concerned in the supply of cocaine, possessing an offensive weapon in a private place, and was jailed for 3 years and 2 months. Investigating Officer D.C. Dubad said Carmen took possession of an established county line with an assistance of Kincaid, and Simmons continued to feed cocaine into Warwickshire with no consideration to the people whose lives he was ruining, both those who he was selling to and those victimised by the long and violent international production route. Please like this video, please comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my crime channel. Thank you.